Hello, Brigadiers and Brigadettes and hockey fans alike. This is your captain speaking. Welcome to my channel. Now let's jump into some hockey content. Hello everybody, we are going on with our team previews and we're talking about the Vegas Golden Knights today. Thank you so much for the support I've gotten recently. We are at 93 subscribers at the time that I am recording this video. I had to pre-record it. It will be coming out the 10th. I recorded it the 9th. We were supposed to visit family before. As you know, I recorded a lot of videos beforehand, but it actually didn't work out, so we're going to visit them now. So the videos are going to be pre-recorded, but again, probably nothing will change in that time, hopefully, except for probably the Golden Knights would be my guess. But yes, thank you so much for the support. We are so close to 100. If you are new, please subscribe. And then if you guys want the bell notification to figure out whenever my videos come out live, then you can just click that. So, with that being said, again, thank you for your support. We're going to be talking about the Vegas Golden Knights now. And the first question is going to be, how will they get under the cap? The Golden Knights are currently $1.2 million over the cap, and will have to make a move in order to get under the cap by the 13th. So what move will they make? Well, there's a variety of moves they could make, but let's look at the two moves that have been talked about the most. The first trade that I could see is Max Pacioretty being traded. Max has been very good. Last year was a very good year for him. He averaged .93 points per game, which was 20th for points, either for left wings or wings. I don't remember which one when I took the notes, but either way, it was a very impressive season. I think it was for wings in general. While also being 47th for time on ice. Not too bad for somebody that's 31 years old. Max has 3 years and $21 million left on his contract, and obviously that's a lot of money to pay, but, we'll see how that goes. He's going to be, he's 32 right now, actually. When the season concluded, he was 31, now he's 32. So we'll see how it goes there. And then the second trade is Jonathan Marchessault. Marchessault is only 2 years younger than Max, but his contract is worth $1 million less over the length of the contract. I know that's not a lot, but it's still $1 million. And right now that could be huge for teams. Also, Marchessault is a scorer. He's scored 104 goals over the past 4 seasons. Jonathan is the worst player when it comes to defense compared to Max. And at this point, I do think it's safe to say that by the end of Max's contract, Marchessault will probably be the better offensive player if he's not already. But in the end, I do think out of these two, I could see probably Max getting traded. In my eyes, he should be traded while his value's hot. He was worth $12.5 million last season, but the previous 2 seasons combined, he was worth negative $2.2 million. I expect a trade probably to be made soon, and I think one of these 2 players will be traded. I think that, it'll probably be one before I put this video out, so we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you think, and if they haven't been traded at this point, let me know which one you think will be traded. Now, the second question is going to be, what's the weak link? Vegas is a team that's had an embarrassing amount of riches on their roster, and, what is their weak link? What's the problem for this team? In my opinion, and I think a lot of other people will agree with this, the center depth is the weak link. I don't think it would be considered deeper than how I view it compared to other people. I think everybody views it as kind of weak, but I think it'll depend on how Cody Glass performs. I think I could see him being a top 6 center, but we'll see how he'll be. Probably their third line center, at least to start out the year. And Glass was Vegas' first ever pick, and he was selected 6th overall in the 2017 draft. Glass got 39 games in last season before he suffered a season-ending knee injury. He put up 12 points in 39 games, good for .31 points per game. Glass actually was better defensively than he was offensively, which is surprising for most rookies. Ideally, I'd like to see him take over at the first line center spot, and then have William Karlsson stay at the second center spot. Then they have Chandler Stevenson, who would be their third center. Stevenson's contract is a steal if he can perform like he did last year, where he provided $8.8 million in value. He's got 4 years left on the deal, $11 million. It could be a real steal. And then again, if Glass can step up and be their first line center, and Stevenson can provide a positive value on this team on the third line, this center depth could be something that changes, and we can look at it and say, okay, yes, the Golden Knights actually do have pretty good center depth. I'm curious to see how it goes. Also, side note, William Karlsson is going to have to start scoring goals again. He probably at least 25 plus a season. That is an issue right now for him. It seems like he just had a little bit of a down year last year, including the playoffs. So with that said, I do think the center depth could look better by the end of the season. And then the third and final question is going to be, what's the goalie situation? As you know, we always talk about goalies on this channel, my favorite position. The Golden Knights have this position locked down as they signed Robin Leonard to a 5-year, $25 million extension after they got him from Chicago in a trade. It came at the right time as Marc-Andre Fleury's play was starting to slide, and they probably needed to bring in another starting goalie. Leonard rewarded them by getting Vegas to the conference finals and played a huge part in this team's playoff run. For Marc-Andre Fleury, things haven't been as rosy as it had been in his time in Vegas this year. This past season was his worst season, his biggest down year. But he did bounce back in the playoffs. He played pretty well. He only played, I think, 4 games, but he played well in those 4 games. There were multiple videos where I talked about how I thought Fleury was going to get traded due to his age, poor play, and expensive contract. However, Flower looks like he can show his amazing team attitude and is looking forward to help the team in any way he can. I know that at one point his agent tweeted out a picture of a sword going through him, and then obviously Peter DeBauer, the head coach of the Vegas Golden Knights, that was kind of the emphasis that he was stabbed in the back. But, true to Marc-Andre Fleury's character, like Matt Murray's situation in Pittsburgh, he managed to turn this into a positive and say, I'm ready to help this team however I can. I know he had been the starter since he had joined Vegas, but he's ready to be a good backup. I personally do think that he is better suited to be a backup now, as he's 36 and he'll be able to get more rest in between starts and potentially put up very good numbers. I think this will just push Vegas even further up into the standings. They really are probably going to be first in their division anyway, but this could really, get them the President's Trophy. If that doesn't happen where Fleury doesn't play well, then, they could probably look at maybe using a pick to send him to Seattle on an expansion draft. That would also, free up $7 million in cap. I know you don't want to send a high pick to another team, but if they could free up $7 million in cap space, that'd be huge for them if Fleury doesn't play well. Although I do think the goalie situation is fine and that the Golden Knights will have an amazing opportunity, like I said, to capture the President's Trophy in just their 4th season. Really besides Colorado and Tampa Bay, but really I think Colorado due to the Kucherov injury. Vegas is in the front seat, the driver's seat, you could say, for potentially winning the President's Trophy. This team is very good. I'm curious to see what the center depth will be like. I'm curious to see how Marc-Andre Fleury will play. Regardless, this is a championship contending team. Look for them to be coming out hot and heavy from the beginning, and they'll probably be, like I said, a top 3 team in the league by the end of the season. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Everybody stay safe from COVID. Have a great day. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes, and hockey fans in general. This is your captain signing off. Have a great week.